Hello and welcome. If you're new here, I'm Arkayla. I'm a shamanic healer, an alchemist, and a channel. And every single week, I do free oracle card readings to give you some guidance and support for your week ahead. And so this week, as we travel into Christmas and we have just had the solstice, it is carrying a lot of energy around bringing things into completion and also opening things up for creation. The two are always linked. I ran a solstice ceremony last night, and at the end there was a little fire ritual where I invited everybody to really sit with what they were bringing into completion and what they were bringing into a place of calling in or creation, because the fires are always a place of destruction and creation. And they represent everywhere in our life that feels like destruction, to remind us that they're also the doorway to creation. And so it might be nice this week, as we move toward the end of 2024, to really sit with some of the patterns that you've observed in yourself, the journeys that you've been on this year, and what really has been changing within you. Because this year, it feels as if it's been a year that has really challenged a lot of us in so many ways. And in the process, it has brought to the surface the parts of us that are the most tender, the most fragile, and invited us to examine those parts of ourselves, to sit with, to acknowledge, to deeply experience. In many cases, deep challenge, deep pain, deep discomfort within ourselves. And this has been an opportunity for every single one of us to develop greater and greater capacity to hold space for our own internal pain, our own internal destruction points. And as this has occurred, we have expanded, because we hold pain, discomfort, sadness, trauma in our body, like constriction, like tightness. And when we experience it, when we allow ourselves to sit with that pain, that discomfort, it gently, gently unravels under the gaze of our loving awareness, as we focus our consciousness onto those parts of ourselves that hurt. We bring so much loving awareness that we don't even realize we're doing it. And yet under that gaze, these constricted parts of us are able to receive this love that we're really offering. Our attention is love. When we are being lovingly watched by someone, it feels really good. When we're being lovingly supported and acknowledged, it always feels really good. And so these little parts of us that have held hurt or pain and trauma for maybe all our lives have been brought through these challenging experiences of this year to the surface, so that we've been able to really bear witness and feel them very rawly in some cases. But in that experience, we've been able to transform, to alchemize these pained states into openness, into a gentle surrender. And in the process of doing that, we've actually allowed our light to fill these places which have been very tight. Our light has filled these spaces that have opened up within ourselves. And in the process of that, our capacity to hold our own light and to deal with other challenges, to deal with triggers, has become so much better. And I feel this is in preparation for the year that is coming in. I feel this year is going to be about receiving the things that we've been calling in for a very long time. And the year that is coming to a close has been helping us find space in ourselves in order to receive. We think we love the idea of receiving, but in actual fact, many of us hold a lot of resistance to love, to abundance, to growth, because of past experiences which have hurt in some way and taught us that maybe it's not safe to be open to receive. And so this year of 2024 has been helping us transform these misunderstandings. And in the process, laying down this fertile ground for what 2025 will offer, which will be a lot of our dreams, our wishes, our prayers coming into manifestation. And then it will be a matter of how we respond to it. How will we respond to the soulmate that will walk into our lives? Whew. We say we want one, but when they actually show up and really, really care for us and love us, wow. In many cases, it takes great courage to receive that, to feel worthy of it. Or maybe we've been calling in great financial abundance, and when it starts to show up, it might trigger all our fears of, but am I worthy of this? Can I hold on to it? Is it passing? And so you see, this year of 2024 has been helping us move through some of these misunderstandings and allowing this space to be created for these new opportunities, these new connections, these new relationships to come in. And so, walk gently this week, enjoy this week, but do hold reflections. It's such a beautiful time, this in-between time, to just take time to reflect and contemplate who you are, who you're becoming, and acknowledge yourself and honor yourself and honor this beautiful life that you lead in all its perfection and in all its flaws, because it's this tapestry of everything that we get to experience every day. It's enjoying the journey. That's the key to real happiness. Not seeking the milestones, the ups, and running from the downs, but just weaving our way through all of it with trust, openness. And so we will dive in to this week's reading. This is the pack I'm reading from, The Oracle of Delphi by Susie Cherub. Beautiful pack. And of course, I've got 3 cards. So if you want to intuitively choose your card and then go to the copy below this video, you can then tap on your chosen card number and it will take you straight to your reading. And I will see you there. If you chose card number 1, this is your card. And I don't normally look at the copy at the bottom. I normally just read the image, but I'm being drawn to it. And it says The Awakener. And what's coming through here is this sense that you might be holding on to something which you need to let go of. It's like it's burning your hands. The very thing that you feel you've been very, very focused on and you've been holding on to so tightly is actually causing pain. And actually the lesson here is to give yourself permission to let go of suffering. The things that we hold on to, we do so from a place of fear. Because when we are walking in a state of trust and openness and love, we know we don't have to hold on to anything because we trust what's coming. And what's coming through so clearly is that you are preparing to let go of something. And the thing you are letting go of represents many, many things. From your past, from your future. And when I say that, I mean, you have been projecting into the future a lot of things that are attached to the thing that you're being invited to let go of. And so as you let go of it, you will have to let go of these projections. And the reason that you're being asked to let go is because what you're holding on to is no longer of service to you. Your desire for it was born at a time when you were in a very different place. And the experience that you have had thus far with this thing that you're holding on to has already taught you and helped you understand yourself in great ways. And its purpose was just that. Everything you have attached to this thing, whether it's a person, a place, an experience, everything you have mentally and emotionally attached to this thing is now the invitation to let go of. And in the letting go of these attachments, you will receive the true abundance of this whole experience. Because letting go is not so easy for you sometimes. In some ways, you're very good at letting go. But in this particular way, this particular attachment, this is really hard. And this is something that your soul is calling in for change. It's a part of you that was wounded a long time ago. And you have been experiencing a pattern throughout your life which has arisen due to this wound of almost obsessively locking onto something and then just not wanting to let it go. And this is all about, this whole experience is about attachment and finding the trust, capacity, and space in yourself to not only let go of what is, but trust in what is not, in what is coming, in the space that is created by letting this go. And something that's coming in very clearly is you don't need anyone else to tell you to let this go. You don't need any other source of confirmation to let this go. In fact, the invitation is for you to make that decision and then live by it, embody it. And that again is a really big part of your medicine for yourself. It also seems as though there are two other important factors, or there's two either people or situations that are somehow very important to you that you've attached to this thing that you're holding on to. And what's coming through is that again is part of your illusion. Whatever you're attaching to this, whatever you need this to work out for, these two aspects, and they might be two people in your life, they might again be two situations. There's all of these stories that have been created and they all come from this need to hold on. And a lot of stories and projections about why you need to hold on and how you should hold on. And actually, what's coming through so clearly is there is so much magic wanting to come into your life, but you've been so caught up in this sort of obsessive focus that you can't see it and you're not able to open yourself up for it, to receive it. So the invitation for you this week is to let go and to trust. This is a really big portal for you. I can really feel it, and allowing yourself to surrender to the fear of what life will be like without this thing. That's the invitation. That's the invitation. This is really big work, and it's not trivial in any way. This is a very big part of your soul's journey in this lifetime, but it will, once you are able to move through it, once you can let go of this attachment, it will create so much space for joy, for beauty, for new opportunities, for connections, for a whole different level of experience. And so I invite you to sit with this, to give yourself permission to let go. And if you need some support, then reach out to me for a one-to-one session, to someone nearby, to a therapist, because this is a very tender place in you. But it's ripe. It's so ripe and it's so ready. And divine timing is calling this in for you now. And I feel it's a beautiful way to complete this year and to create space and fertile soil for what's being called in next year. So much love to you, and see you again next week. Merry Christmas. So if you chose card number 2, this is your card. And so I feel as though you are going through a really big activation process. There's a lot of magic awakening in you. And it actually feels familiar to me because I remember a few Christmases ago, I had a similar experience. And I remember being sat at the table with, as Christmas is, with lots of people and everyone's talking, and my whole body, there was a really big energy shift occurring. And I knew I just needed to go and lie down and surrender and be very present with it. At the same time, I was in the middle of talking to maybe a group of people. I think I was talking to a few people at the same time, sharing a story. And in the middle of the story, I just turned around and said, I'm sorry, I have to go and lie down. I need to be present with what's coming through. And fortunately, I was in a group of people that really understood that, and they were honoring of it. And so I just got up, left, lay down. And I feel like this Christmas for you could be somewhat similar. Just go really gently. There's so much activating in you right now. And there's a lot going on your soul self level. You have guides. You have 2 particular guides that are holding a portal open for you at the moment. And so you actually may be experiencing this in a very emotional way. What they're telling me is, and this is particularly for those of you who are transforming stuff around generational bloodlines, which a lot of you might be. And so it might be really uncomfortable, but they want you to know the reason it's so uncomfortable is because there's a lot of light moving through your body at the moment. When that happens, it tends to push up all the tighter aspects, all the shadow aspects, and it pushes them up to be felt, to be cried over, to be tight and uncomfortable with. And as you allow yourself to surrender to these emotions, these feelings, these unpleasant experiences, really, it actually allows it to be transformed, to alchemize from one state into another. And for some of you, it will be ears ringing, sensations of great lightness, maybe starting to see things or hear things in a really new and different way. Maybe your voice is changing. Maybe you've noticed you can sing now. It happens in so many different ways. You might be getting visitations in your dream time. And the reality is, this is all your soul self just spreading out, becoming more embodied, letting you know that who you are, really, what you are, not the identity that you have beautifully curated. This is about something bigger. This is about your soul light shining through in greater ways and taking up more space in your body. And as it does that, certain things are activated within you, certain things are brought to you in a visionary way to remind you of what you're capable of and who you can be. And for some of you, that's happening a lot of visions and desires and dreaming around what it is that you want to start doing, what it is that you want to be. And this is not frivolous. This is really, really powerful, because what you're doing is you're aligning with a new frequency. You're aligning with a very new energy. And through this projecting that you're doing into life force, you are instructing or asking, inviting in creative collaboration with the flow of life. And everything that's aligned with your highest good will start to unfold. And so honor this experience, honor this. And also coming through, some of you will be having really beautiful experiences in nature. Maybe going out and spending time in nature and really feeling in tune with wildlife and having really mystical experiences, lots of synchronicity. So this awakening experience can affect in so many different ways. Sometimes it's painful, sometimes it's beautiful, sometimes it's a mix of both. And it can be physical as well. Like you might be unwell. And so what's really coming through here is, this is amazing. This is really amazing. This is like a really big power up situation. So trust it. There's nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong. Everything is meant to be doing what it's doing. So it's really an invitation for you to just be present with it. I know that's really tricky given what week it is, but the more space that you can create and the more time you can spend just lying down, closing your eyes and just feeling everything that is coming up to be felt, the more streamlined and enjoyable this experience will be. If you're one of those people that's like having the best time being out in nature and it feels like everything's singing and you feel the word agape is the only word I feel that could come close to experiencing or to explaining what that incredible sensation of everything in the universe feeling so incredibly perfect. If you're in that place, doesn't matter what you do, just enjoy it. If you're feeling called to channel specifically, I am opening a sacred alchemy circle. And I've already sent out the invitation for 12 souls who feel the call to work with me from January to March next year. We will sit in circle, the 13 of us, there'll be 12 of you, one of me. And the whole journey is focused around integrating our spiritual nature into our everyday lives and focusing on our ability to channel and receive and co-create with life force. So this is singing to you. Check out the link in the copy below this video. Go to my website, www.arkayla.love/circle, and you will see all the information there. If you feel the call to join us, it would be an honor to journey with you in the beginning of 2025. In the meantime, have a wonderful Christmas and just enjoy and trust and open. I'll see you again soon. Lots of love. If you chose card number 3, this is your card. Beautiful. And so what's coming through with this card very quickly and clearly is this galactic energy that is coming in. You, my love, are a star being. You have spent many lifetimes in different constellations on different planets, which means that you hold a very sensitive and deep understanding of energetic connection with your surroundings in particular, and your light. When you have spent a lot of lifetimes in different star systems, your ability to hold your light, it comes very naturally to you. And so you will have known yourself as a shiny person. People are always drawn to you. But what's really coming through here is that a lot of this galactic DNA that you have inside is being very activated at this moment. You're going through a portal of activation on a star seed level. And this is because a lot of star seeds are being awakened at the moment, because the energy that we're moving into is far more in alignment with the energies that we have been familiar with in these past lifetimes. I am one of you. So what's really coming through here is really the awareness of this, of what's coming through. And that some of you will have experiences which will directly connect you with some of the star beings that you've known in past lives, some of the star family that you've known. Others of you will start to feel this sensation, this desire to connect with your spiritual selves in a much stronger way than you may have done so far. And this desire is coming from these activations that are occurring inside you. And as they activate, as they open, it's allowing this vibration, this sensation that speaks to your star seed self to move more easily. And that means you're going to start attracting other people that are more like you. In fact, I feel as though your circles are going to start changing. The people around you are you're going to be drawn to new people, because these people will hold a similar frequency to you. There will be 2 particular people around you that you feel very connected to on this level, that you feel really see you. And that's because they too hold the same frequency. And what's happening around the world is that a lot of star beings are being brought together in order to cultivate these relationships. And in the process of doing that, their frequencies will really align. And it's almost as if you're being embedded into different spots around the planet. And as you come together, you hold a frequency. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to strive to do this. This is just happening. Just being in each other's company, enjoying each other's company, will activate this vibration. And you'll literally just vibe together and just enjoy one another. And in the process of doing that, you activate and hold a frequency, or a certain frequency, which is really beneficial to the land that you're on, to the community that you're in, and of course, to yourselves. And so this is something that is going to start this week and then carry on doing throughout the year. And what's also coming through here is as you travel through this portal, you will open and you will become a lot more confident in yourself, in your perspective, in the way that you perceive things. And you will start to share and share more from your own perspective. And as you do that, you will also be spreading this light, if you like, and it will act as a magnet for other beings like you who will be drawn to you because you're all just vibing on the same place. So this is a really beautiful invitation for you to enjoy through the Christmas period, and it will continue to flow throughout next year. This is something that has been sown into your life experience. This life in particular, you chose to activate all of this star energy in your human form because you wanted to experience life as a human whilst holding all this starlight inside of you, to enjoy it and to embody it. And each of you is an expression of light in human form. We all are. And the way that you perceive things will synthesize through your lens of experience, not just in this life, but through all these other past lives. And so what you're going to start creating, if you're not doing it already, will be very unique and specific to you. And it will add this whole layer of magic to this life experience that we're all sharing together. So this is not a frivolous thing. This is an extremely powerful time for you. And I feel you're going to feel it and understand it in a very subtle level and a very powerful level in different times and different places. And so one final thing I want to finish off with is that I feel to share with you an invitation for 12 souls that I have put out into the world to join me on a 3-month journey, January to March next year. And it is to call in those who feel to travel in circle with me, to really tune in with channeling from a place of calling in star energy, earth energy, working with ascended masters, working with our ability to channel and receive guidance clearly with great ease, and to really integrate it into our day-to-day experience. And if this is something that speaks to you, feel free to look at the copy below this video and you'll see a link that will take you to it, the Sacred Alchemy Circle. Or you can go to my website, www.arkayla.love/circle, and you can learn more about this journey there. Have a wonderful Christmas. Enjoy this experience, however it feels like it's manifesting to you. You're a powerful soul. You traveled a very long way. And this was meant to be a beautiful time of awakening. Enjoy, and I'll see you soon. Much love.